أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله ما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome to Al Bayan Arabic Foundation. Today we're going to talk about one of the important matter in the world and also especially in South Asia, the Kashmir. Kashmir was occupied for more than 7 decades. Tomorrow, 27th of October 2023, it is commemorating the Black Day of Kashmir. In this regard, as a Muslims, how do we going to view the Kashmir issues? And we're going to invite Dr. Shiraz Yunus, and we will discuss, inshallah, this matter, inshallah. Dr. Shiraz, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan for our invitation. You accepted the invitation, and also today we would like to have the discussion between you and brother journalist Latif Farooq. Unfortunately, due to the technical issue, we couldn't connect brother Latif Farooq. And Alhamdulillah, always you are talking about the matter of minorities, especially in the South Asia, and you were stand for Sri Lankan Muslims' rights for many decades. And recent last 10 years is a very, very important period for Muslims to raise their voice from inside and also outside. We notice you are one of the leading figure who address in different language, Tamil, Sinhalese, English, and Urdu. Today, inshallah, our subject is 27th of October, Black Day for Kashmir. And many of us, we forgot about the rights of the Kashmiris and the atrocities committed by the Indian continued governments. So today, we will come a small discussion with this subject. I would like to ask you, first of all, because you are with the Pakistani embassies and Pakistani communities working throughout the years, throughout your life. And the first question coming to us, and what is the significance, importance of observing a Black Day to remember the Kashmiri's plight?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusalli ala rasul kareem amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jazakallah khair, brother, for your overwhelming introduction of me. I'm a very simple person. I don't see myself as a big human being. I am just a servant of humanity. Coming back to what is the significance of the Kashmir Black Day? We commemorate Independence Day. We commemorate our every occasion, Ramadan, Eid, everything. And for Kashmiris, every day is a Black Day since 1947, where India forcefully sent its forces, which was they never were given the right of self-determination, which was given under United Nations, whether resolutions, whether Kashmiri people should stay with India, should join Pakistan, or should stay independent. This was never done. So it is a Black Day for them. For 75 years, they have been suffering with this. And coming back to me associating with Pakistan, Iran, other embassies, because I just have a very brotherly contact with high commissions and all the Muslim high commissions. We meet. Ambassador, recently I had very fruitful discussions with the Palestinian ambassador also, which is a very sad situation which they are going through. And coming back to Kashmir, I don't see any difference between Israel and our neighboring giant. I would give a small example. Coming back to your point again, in 1947, India got its independence on August 15th. India was not the India which we see. India is not 150 years old. It was a combine of 560 odd princely states. Some states were supporting that they wanted to join with Pakistan. But English persons, Englishmen's divide and rule, East India Company's divide and rule policy ruined everything. Even Nawab of Junagadh wanted to join Pakistan, but unfortunately, that issue is not coming up in the United Nations. And India was created. India was created along with Pakistan. Pakistan is one day senior. I always say that. Now, Israel was created 1948, July 17th. I was born on July 17th, 1972. But I celebrate my birthday very happily, alhamdulillah. But when I see that Israel was created on that day, I feel very sad. Of course, I was born in 1972 and these people were created in 1948. They grabbed the Palestinian land step by step. And same thing, India also sent its army. But Israel did it forcefully. India overruled the United Nations resolutions where Kashmiris' right were oppressed, and it is not been given. Lal Bahadur Shastri, the Shimla Agreement, everything says that Kashmiris should have a referendum of their own, whether they want to join Pakistan, whether they want to stay with India, and whether they're going to go independent. So that right is not given, basic right. So what is the difference between a suffering Palestinian and a suffering Kashmiri? I don't see that.
Jazakumullah khair for a very beautiful introduction. I would like to ask you if the people know what is happening in Palestine, what is happening in many places of the world, but unfortunately, the Kashmiri atrocities forgotten by the people. Unfortunately, Muslim countries and Muslim nation, they are not talking about these things. And can you elaborate the current situation? What is the situation in Kashmir now, and how is the daily life of ordinary people affected?
Brother Ismail, I have been fortunate to visit both the side of the Kashmir, the Indian side and the Pakistani side. And one side, I have told in my previous speeches, I see fear, dark future, no respect. Most of the time, rubber bullets and all the atrocities has happened. We have seen on media. But on the other side, I see prosperity, happiness, and a future, willing to live, willing to start a family. And that's the difference, the suffering. And daily life of a Kashmiri is that, will I be able to reach my home today evening? Will I be arrested, or will I be taken into custody for questioning? And you know, those process takes days, maybe months, maybe years. It's just that if anybody can ask, even I can be arrested, Allah forbid, Allah protect. Tomorrow I can be arrested. And if I ask, why are you arresting me? Then they might say, it has happened everywhere in the world, not only in India or Kashmir. I will say another example which will make our heads shiver, body shiver. When you argue with a policeman or you argue with a military man for your protection and your right, it goes as that you're going against the law and you will be put under some charge and you're no bail. Second thing, what about Manipur? Have you ever thought of it? Where two Christian ladies were made walk naked and gang raped by the extremists. Same thing happened to the Muslims, lynching. Only fault of that they have recited La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the kalima. I'll rather die reciting that kalima rather than saying whatever they say. You know, this is something which, being a non-Kashmiri, my blood boils. I feel very sad for that. I'm not saying to go for armed struggles. I'm not saying that. But everybody has a right to defend. You can defend politically. You can defend other by expression of media. But proper coverage should be given. When we went to the Indian side of Kashmir, I went with a politician of Sri Lanka. And when we went there, no phones were working. We had to buy a separate SIM. It's like we are living in a separate land. No roaming connections were allowed. So what does that mean? Living in a separate land, that means Kashmir is an independent state, obviously. And Pakistan side, when we went, roaming, everything was there. But when are the Kashmiris going to get? Their daily life is full of fear. They have their suffering. They have their hardships. They have their, what do you call, borders. Unmarked borders. that they can't overrule it. Oh, certain areas people are living okay happily, but other areas people are suffering.
Jazakumullah khairan. I
And
will
Brother
invite
Ismail,
Abdul. Yeah,
sorry to
tafadhal.
interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. Where almost 8 million people are protected, so-called, or covered. I would say that covered by 1.1 million forces. Is it a war zone? Are the Kashmiris armed? Civilians? 8 million civilians are armed? No. So where do we help? And Brother Farooq has joined, I think. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah, yeah.
Finally got it.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah reward you for continually supporting our cause. Alhamdulillah. Brother Latif Farooq, we went through a few questions. I would like to ask you, like a 75 years of atrocities and continued government of India, even in a Congress or BJP, one after one, they oppress the Kashmiris. And one of the points I would like to ask you, can you explain the brutalities and the massacres committed by the Indian forces over the past decades? In few words, inshallah.
It started long ago, not over the past few decades. It's almost 7 decades. It's been going on. From the day that India occupied Kashmir, that is 27th of October 1948. This has been going on with the deception, lies. Has been going on for a long time. First, they took the matter to, they promised. Even Jawaharlal Nehru said in a television, in a radio speech to that was broadcast on the radio to Liaquat Ali Khan that that Kashmir fate will be decided by the people of Kashmir repeatedly, and it was published in all the Indian newspapers, and it was also broadcast there were no television at that time. It was broadcast on this thing, and repeatedly Nehru said it, but he didn't do it here. He had been very deceptive and very deceptive in this year. He didn't do it here, and the legacy went on like this here.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan, inshallah. And unfortunately, the coverage for the Kashmir is very few nowadays. And even Dr. Shiraz Yunus mentioned very easily. And for internet connection, also very poor. I do remember, some of the time, some of the university students, they hold the board 100 days, no internet. Yes. Even nowadays, our children, even with the 1 day without internet, they can't live. But the students in the universities in Kashmir, they lived without electricity, without internet, without access to the world for many, many months and years. So in this regard, and I would like to bring Dr. Shiraz Yunus, what do Kashmir people want now?
Kashmir people always wanted their independence, their self-right to express, their self-right to develop their region with their own community. Of course, not foregoing ties with other neighboring areas. It's a landlocked country. It can't afford to be in one area. It needs India, it needs China, it needs Pakistan. But why I don't understand, why are they oppressing only Kashmiris? Why the Indian government or Indian areas are not oppressing where the Chinese people have encroached of kilometers? Siachen. They say that घुस के मारेंगे. China person has come in, वो घुस गया है. कब मारोगे? हम भी देखते हैं. I feel very sorry for the Indian people. They have given their lands, kilometers and kilometers lands to China. And nobody has taken any action. But when a Kashmiri boy throws the stones, he is pelted with rubber bullets. And where is the partiality? Where is justice? Where is insaf? Where is the true patriotism? Everybody has right to protect their own land. I am against extremism. I'm against terrorism. But there is a right of self-defense. We have seen Palestinians, they are defending themselves with stones. Of course, certain organizations have been little armed organizations. But the bombing Israeli people, some people call Israeli a rogue nation. Rogue nation. It was created by the superpowers, so-called superpowers at present, and British. They wanted a goon. They wanted a dada. They wanted a gunda in the Gulf region. And unfortunately, Kalima said the taqwadari, the himmat wala, which we Muslims who have newly accepted Islam, we seen the battle of Badr, we have seen the battle of Khandaq, we have seen the battle of Uhud, we have seen the battle of other Tabuk, and we have seen Salahuddin Ayyubi's bravery when he conquered Jerusalem, Baitul Muqaddas, and 70,000 when Christians or maybe other faith, they conquered Jerusalem, 70,000 lives were lost, Muslims were killed. But when Salahuddin Ayyubi, he said, I'll follow the sunnah of my Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he forgave everyone. So why people say that Islam has spread with the power of sword? Give me one good example where we have always defended ourselves. Defense is the right of every human being, be him a Muslim, be him a Christian, be him a Sinhalese, be him a Tamil, but in a justifiable way. And that's what Kashmiri wants. They want their right to self-rule, Brother Ismail.
Yeah, Jazakumullah khairan. Brother Latif Farooq, and we recently discussed, and I think last year we discussed the BJP government, the BJP government of India. They enacted the Kashmir, and this is the Kashmiri's rights completely denied by continued Indian government, especially the BJP. Can you please explain, because the demography is completely changed after this annexation? Can you elaborate on this subject?
Yeah, to understand this, you must go back to 1947. 1947, in the India's Independent Act, in that act, Kashmir was not part of India. So Kashmir was separate princely state. There were so many other princely states. So all the princely states were given the option under the Indian Independent Act of 1947. The option was either you join India or you join Pakistan or you be independent here. So this option was given. So many people joined India and India. In the case of Kashmir, the Maharaja of Kashmir, who was lost, he has no legal right to exceed this to Kashmir to India. But Maharaja, under the 1846 agreement, Britain sold Kashmir for 7.5 million sterling pound, that is 7.5 million Indian rupees to Maharaja. Maharaja from a different person under the 1846 agreement, Amritsar agreement. In that, Britain sold to Maharaja. Maharaja has bought it over the heads of, rights of, the people. Maharaja has no right to buy the tea, but without the people. And also, these atrocities continue. And more so, during the independence of Pakistan, Maharaja acceded to India, not the people. So, and moreover, there were also questions about whether Maharaja really acceded or not here. And moreover, under the India's Independent Act, you see, Maharaja has no right to do that. Burma already lost his power. So, princely state was kept separate. That was their separate entity. And they should be given the chance to either join Pakistan or that. And then you see, after that, the matter was taken up by Iyengar to United Nations on the 1st of 15th of January 1948. They took it here to United Nations. In the United Nations, it was agreed clearly a plebiscite will be held, and the opportunity will be given to the Kashmiris to decide whether they want to join India, whether they want to join Pakistan, or they want to remain independent. Remaining independent is very impossible because it's a landlocked country, as you know. China on the one hand, China, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. 4 countries are surrounding this 86,000 square mile country. It's a very, very paradise country. But then you see when Maharaja acceded to this India, people opposed. India sent its troops. That's where the beginning of the trouble. India sent its troops. India has no right to send troops there. India sent the troops. But then you see, after that, the Kashmiris uprising started here. From then onwards, this continues here. And in the matter was taken up to United Nations. In the United Nations, commission after commission, committee after committee, representative, everything possible United Nations did to ensure there's a plebiscite so that the Kashmiris can decide their fate. But India put obstacles after obstacle after every proposal put forward by United Nations. Pakistan agreed, India disagreed. And this continued. Later part, you see that, especially after the 1971, the breakup of Pakistan, things became very bad for Pakistan, Kashmiris, because Pakistan became very bad. Late, subsequently, during you asked about the BJP, in about 7-8 years ago, when BJP was elected, BJP is a fascist party. It's a representative of the face of, RSS fascist. And RSS and Israelis, they have established close ties. Actually, about the anti-Muslim activities, how it should be done and how it should be implemented, Israel prepared the textbook and given it to RSS. And then you see BJP government thought, that by means of, oppression, violence, and they can continue this. Also on 15th of, August 2019, they annexed it illegally. This is in violation of Indian Constitution itself. Constitution itself says Kashmir is a separate entity and they should be given the opportunity to decide its fate here. But that is not given. And the annexation is in violation of India's very own constitution. After that, after barbarity unleashed, like what Israel is doing, the BJP government has been doing, and they want to sort of, first demoralize the people, raping in the presence of the family members, raping. And they take men, come to one area, take all men to a separate area, and entire women, the whole lot of women raped. So some of them died, some of them committed suicide, and there were a lot of incidents here. And then you see, after BJP took over, they want to, like what Israelis did. And there was no country called Israel. In 1904, when in the census that took place in Palestine, only 4% were Jews. They brought in Jews from all over the world, settled down and created Israel. In the same way, now BJP is trying to settle the area with Hindus, non-Kashmiri Hindus, and then change the demography. Also, our anti-Muslim campaign also is going on there. You see, destroying shrines, destroying mosques, preventing. And obviously, one biggest mosque, the past so many years is closed here. And also, they are discouraging brutally oppressing this. And this is violence unleashed in the Kashmir. Media in Sri Lanka, for example, media sold itself to the Indian authorities. They don't publish a word. You see, if you take Sri Lankan media about Israeli atrocities and about Modi's atrocities, you won't find anything. But so many things are going on there. You see, now, for example, I told you, settling the non-Kashmiris, Hindus, there, that is one way. And then brutal oppression. And there's another way here. And then curfews, cut downs. And then like this oppression continues now. Actually, past 5-6 years, about since 2019, when the BJP annexed this illegally, this what happened in Israel is happening in this place. And also, we must not forget, Israel took part in the oppression of Palestinians whenever the uprising took place. The pellets, which made thousands of young men, women, children blind, that Israel productive. That's part. So this going on. So the uprising is continuing. He says there's no difference between Gaza and Kashmir. So this, even today's situation is not the same.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan. Before I come to Dr. Shiraz, and I would like to mention the audience who are following us, www.kmsnews.org. This is Kashmir Media Service. This is one of the website. Better to go and check day-to-day news update regarding the Kashmirs. And this is, I think, I always follow this website, and we can recommend you also. KMS, Kashmir Media Service, news.org. And we will come to the next question. This is very important question also, the subject wise. United Nations formed 1945, long time ago. And the United Nations was established after World War II in an attempt to maintain, and this is very important, international peace and security and achieve cooperation among nations on economic, social, and humanitarian problems. What we are witnessing at the moment, and we don't have any words to explain, the humanitarian crisis in Palestine and the war crimes committed by all the Western countries. And unfortunately, more than 3 weeks now, almost 3 weeks, no any resolution coming to stop the atrocities committed by Israel. In this regards, Kashmir, and I would like to bring Dr. Shiraz Yunus. What is the United Nations role, especially in Kashmir? What is the United Nations doing to solve the Kashmiri's problem? Are they giving any green light to stop the struggle or bring the liberation to the Kashmiris? This is my question to you.
Brother Ismail, very good question. Thank you for the opportunity. You cannot suppress an ideology by force. Even whichever the government tries, Israel has been trying to suppress, oppress by oppression, controlling the Palestinians. They are fighting with the help of Almighty Allah with stones. And when you come back to Kashmir, United Nations is just an observer. They have never given a proper voice because it is created to protect the atrocities. Recently, I saw an interview by United Nations representative of Israel. He is saying Antonio Guterres, the current Secretary General of United Nations, should resign. I mean, a
Yes.
rogue nation's representative coming to the United Nations and forcing and asking the Secretary General to resign, and USA, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Arab nations, Organization of Arab countries, just keeping quiet.
They can't talk.
Where is our kalima? Where is our taqwa? Where is the true Muslim jazba? We are not oppressive people. If we would have been oppressive when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam conquered Makkah, he could have punished everybody, but he forgave. Where is Turkey? Only Iran, Turkey, and one or two other in Lebanon, they are having some kind of defensive. And Egypt is trying to help, but they are broken. That's what Israeli did. Through maybe one of the superpowers, they wanted to break the backbone of Iraq, Libya, Syria, Egypt, Jordan. Everybody, I see, what can I say? What word should I use? Why aren't they shouting? This is no time for negotiations. We have been negotiating since Yasir Arafat. See, during my school days, my childhood, my youth, my married life, I have seen Yasir Arafat negotiation. We have seen King Hussein of Jordan. And we have come to King Abdullah now. Where are we heading? We have seen King Faisal. We have seen King Fahad. We have seen King Abdulaziz. We have seen now present Salman, Prince Salman. Who is talking what and why? We have seen Thani families from Qatar. We have seen Omani sheikhs. We have seen UAE sheikhs. We have seen Abu Dhabi sheikhs. We have seen Sharjah. We have seen other, where no time South Sudan was created, in no time East Timor was created, in no time other states were created, no time Zimbabwe was created. Why is not Kashmir has been given the right of self-rule, and why not Palestinian issue sorted? Because we are Muslims?
That's the answer. Because you gave me why, that's the answer. Because East Timor, Christianity, South Sudan, Christianity. For them, the piece of cake is Christianity, not the Muslims.
This is why the Sultanate Osmania was broken. But Sultanate Osmania didn't fight unjustly with Byzantine. We didn't fight unjustly with Jews. The Romans, I'm sorry. Jews never had an empire. When Isa alayhi salam was born, in Jerusalem, Bethlehem. What happened? There was this Roman Empire. There was no Jews empire. Many people in Sri Lanka have the misconception. People label me as Hamas. People label me as Hezbollah. People label me as ISIS. People label me as extremist Muslim. I'll rather be called an extremist Muslim for the right of Muslims, but I am against violence. It's very sad that the statements I have given have turned out to be a Buddhism-Islam war, Christianity and Islam war. This is not, it is the right of the people, which they need, which has to be given 75 years. Today, as you said, without a day of internet, our children are suffering. What about 75 years? Children getting killed, infants getting killed, everybody's getting. They are bombing hospitals and saying to move out. Where to move out? 20 kilometers by 44 kilometers area, 20 by 40, 60 kilometers area. 2 million people are there. Out of that 16,000 or 30,000 Hamas people, you are attacking the civilians. Where is the human rights? Where is the United Nations? Where is the Red Cross? Where is the Red Crescent? Where is United Nations? You people are killing taxpayers' money and you are living, you are eating blood of Palestinians, you are eating the blood of Kashmiris daily. How can you
Yes.
digest?
Here I can mention where, Alhamdulillah,
Okay.
you pointed out two things. Number one, my question was United Nations. Are they doing anything to solve the problem in Kashmir? And they don't solve the problem, but they created the problem. They still continuing and observing only, but they don't want to end to this conflict. And this is the answer. And also we can't differentiate between the Israeli atrocities committed.
Can I speak
Yes,
a
come
word
back.
about the United
Yeah.
Nations?
Yes,
Please.
yes.
You see, at the early stage, when India is the first country in the dispute between Pakistan and India over Kashmir, India was the country which took the issue to United Nations.
Yes.
United Nations, from the beginning, they set up a committee after committee, committee after committee, committee after committee. They got people and commissions. You know, one commission, they had 126 sittings in Delhi, Islamabad, Rawalpindi, and some other place. 126 seats. But and they prepare the report. India doesn't agree to that. Now, see, India lays condition. Now, when United Nations decided, okay, let's hold an independent plebiscite and let the people decide. Immediately, India said, this Azad Kashmir area from there, all Pakistan troops should withdraw. They said at that time. Now a new condition comes here. Like that, India, obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. It is so fed up. Alistair Lamb, the one historian, he said, you know, the Nehru has a dark spot. That spot is Kashmir. He loves Kashmir like a woman here. He's from there. And you see that they were not really speaking. India from the very first day, not honest in solving the problem of Kashmiris. They want to annex it. As I told you, they will annex it. And as I told you, Kashmir issue became weak, you know, after Pakistan was separated and Bangladesh was created. It became very weak.
I would like to add a point, Latif Haji and Brother Ismail.
Yes, come on.
Why Lal Bahadur Shastri, when Shimla agreement was done, next day he passed away? Why his postmortem report wasn't done? Why his medical report wasn't done? Why he was cremated immediately? What was the reason? And today, if something, God forbid, something happens to Modi ji, I'm just saying an example. We take a live present example. Suddenly Modi ji comes with, I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm giving an example. You know, people understand with something happens to Modi ji. Will they cremate him in one day? Won't they find any causes? They will first burn the Muslim areas. If there are any Muslim cooks, they will be tortured. They will be crucified. I mean, I'm just saying it is not going to happen. People told me that you won't be able to land in India. I said, why would I stop? I am speaking under UN resolutions. I want to put it on record. Why not Asaduddin Owaisi? He should be taken because he is also speaking for the Muslim atrocity, lynching. What about Manipur? No times now. I mentioned that news channel. I don't know whether deaf, dumb, and blind reporters they are having. They can see only atrocities of Hamas. But what about Manipur? Somebody asked their mom. They are not calling people like us for interview. I will tear them in words. I will tear them with words. Let them come. They won't give. They are afraid of talking to people like us. What democracy you all are having? Do I mean you are degraded the meaning of democracy? What democracy you all are having? You all are having a different democracy for Dalit. You are having a different democracy for Muslim. You all having a different democracy for Manipurians. You all have a different democracy for Siachen people. But you people are afraid of China. I don't understand why. When you see villain, you make only Muslims. Khilji you bring, and Mughals you bring. You bring the Babar. You bring Shah Jahan. You bring Aurangzeb. You bring Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan, the first Nawab of ruler of India who fought against the British. And when he was Shaheed, when he attended martyrdom, an English officer put his foot on his body, as far as I have read somewhere, and he said, now all India is in our control. It is the Muslims who have shed more blood than any other religion or any other faith for the independence of India from the British in making India or Pakistan. They were the Muslims.
Yes,
See,
you are correct.
33,000 Muslims. In Jallianwala Bagh, there was more Muslims Shaheed, and people were with Gandhiji. Where is justice?
Yeah.
Why
So
not?
coming back to United Nations, as I told you that United Nations actively participate in so many measures, commissions, committee, these, that, everything that possible here. India put obstacle after obstacle. Then, as I told you, that 1971, when Pakistan was divided in two, and Bangladesh created, Pakistan became very weak. After that, the UN involvement also became a bit slowed down Kashmiris, and the activity started, after Israel and RSS link came together. RSS recently, and with the coming into power of BJP, it is really a killing field. It's a killing field, Kashmir. One of the most oppressed centers in the whole world, but not bothered. OIC is also a Muslim country. What Muslim country? Where are Muslim countries? They're dead.
That is my final question.
I'm coming to you, brother. You see, for the last 18 days, Israel, the settlers, they are not the sons and daughters of Palestine. They're settlers. They were brought in by the British. Mind you, it's the British Empire which created Kashmir problem, which is British Empire which created Israel, planted Israel to destroy the Middle East, which they are doing here. So you see, and then when the war starts on October 7th, when Israel started attacking, at the beginning the world thought America supporting, Britain supporting, France supporting, Germany. No, they are partners in crime. They are partners in crime. You see what America did in Fallujah, what America did in Iraq. 1 million Muslims are slaughtered. What America did in Syria, what America did in Libya. You see, there's a place called Fallujah. Read the story about how they killed. The worst type of atrocities committed there. How the bodies were killed. Dogs were eating the bodies here. And I'm not going to go to here. They destroyed Indian countries. And now you see this present attack on Gaza is not simply to sort of send them to South Gaza or North Gaza. No, they want to ethnic things. Kick out all the Gazans, take over the land. In Israel, a think tank has prepared a report. That report says, kick out all the Palestinians from Gaza, take that land, and spend $167 billion, according to this report. And do what? Develop it and sell it to Jews. Oh, Americans, British, whoever comes here. This is now present. Otherwise, there is no need for Netanyahu. One of the worst human savages, I would say. As a human being, I would say, no way that this Netanyahu and his cabinet can be called human beings. They are worst type of savages planted there by Britain and the America to destroy Middle East. What they are doing? Hamas. Problem with Hamas is one thing, but why kill the children? A 10-year-old boy, when the father was taken in for the burial in the Sandak, yesterday he was crying, Papa, Baba, take me or son, go. Why didn't you kill me and you stay? Those tears can shake the sky, but not the skies of the criminals who are seated in power in America, Britain, France, and all those things. They are die-hard criminals. Also, the Arab criminals. Don't
Okay.
underestimate the Arab tyrants, Arab
Yeah, I will
dictators.
come to. I will
These,
come
sorry,
to
sorry,
this.
brother. These Arab dictators are after the First World War, when Ottoman Empire was defeated, and when Middle East was brought under the control of Britain and France, they picked and chose stooges to placed in power. Throughout in the North Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, and other places, France planted the people. Lebanon, France took it. Rest of the place, British took it. They planted. Even today, the very same. What about Saudi Arabia? Who placed them in power? The House of Saud, created by Jews, Zionist Jews, and Britain. They are even today. Did Saudi Arabia speak a word asking to stop them as up to date? No, they won't talk. Did Abu Dhabi speak? Abu Dhabi is financing the killing of Muslims worldwide. Actually, they are financing the killing of financing this. What's this? France to kill Muslims. Who is behind the Sudan? Sudan, 5 million people are rendered homeless. 5 million refugees. Who did it? See the role of Abu Dhabi. This and mostly now, today I read a report, the Israeli think tank, which won't ethnic cleanse the entire Gaza and buy the take over the Gaza and sell it to their own people. Already Egyptian dictator Sisi is almost supporting because he's going to get some money sort out his problem there. So see the entire Middle East is now we must remember Israel and Israel, US, Europe, Canada, all one. They are not supporters, they are partners in crime. And these Arab dictators are also partners in crime. But they keep
Okay, I will come to this discussion,
Okay,
inshallah.
sorry, because the brothers,
Yes,
you
I
know,
will bring
but let the people
Shiraz.
know. Yeah, so
Yes,
thanks.
Shiraz Yunus also. This was my question, and also after
Yeah.
this question, we will ask some of the question. Muslim countries, and normally more than 57 countries, majority Muslims are there. Majority Muslims countries, more than 57. More than, I think, 1/5 nations are Muslims. And the oil and gas, these are the main resource for world economy. Most of the part is in the Muslim land, especially the armed forces and the Muslims, majority. Even when we come to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and even the Dubai, Emirates, they have all these powers. And regarding the Kashmir issues, the OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, what they stand, are they talking about this, and do they have any tangible solution for the Kashmiris?
They have
Brother,
been talking for 70 years. That's what they are doing. Action may be okay. When a person is hungry, they feed them. When a person is having no shelter, when he's bombed, okay, they'll send some cement, concrete, bricks to build their house. But I don't see any other thing. What billions of dollars worth of arm they are purchasing from France, the fighter jets or whatever, US, nobody's getting used. Are they a toy or they are paying for iron? That's a question. And have the forces lost their courage, or they have been forced to suppress their courage? Where? Give me one royal family or four royal families. Name four royal families, Muslim royal families who are alive and ruling in India, like the Maharaja of Jaipur, Maharaja of other areas, Maharaja of Sindhia, Udaipur, Jaipur, you name it, other areas, but not a single Muslim. I read somewhere Tipu Sultan's great grandsons are riding a three-wheeler in Calcutta. Such a great personality. But Maharaja of Jaipur is there, 26-year-old. Maharani is there. Others are MPs, ministers. Show me one Nawab, true Nawab, a ruler's family who has come into politics other than the civilians. What are we talking about? Gulf countries, I am very sad and ashamed to say, why aren't you people waking up? The world is temporary. Tomorrow, if your eyes close, your palaces, your Rolls Royces, your private jets, everything will be enjoyed by, even the food, by others. What are you talking of? Even I have heard many sheikhs eating very few food, but the table is full. Where Sudanese, where Kashmiris, where Palestinians, where Yemenis, everybody is suffering with hunger. How can you digest food? That I'm not saying not to eat good food. You can eat good food, but think of that. And show me one proper thing done by organization of Islamic countries where Brother Latif just told that they have been planted by Western powers. And what can you expect? What can a civilian do? Everybody is economically entangled. When you are entangled economy in the present world, nobody has the rights or guts to raise the world. I don't know what will happen to me tomorrow. May Allah protect us all. May Allah keep us speaking. So I'm not afraid.
Me too, Shiraz, me too.
Yes, I know, I know. Brother Latif is also going on the same boat.
Okay.
But we are
Yes.
not only alone. Very few people do. Allah has chosen us to speak.
Inshallah.
And we are, alhamdulillah, grateful and blessed to be speaking like this on behalf of Ummah. We don't have any personal gains from anybody. What personal gains we have got? And this is the right of the people. Tomorrow, if any Hindu is oppressed or suppressed, even the same Shiraz Yunus will voice for them as well. The same thing with Christian, but it has to be justifiable. Not the Jews thing, Israelis which are doing. All the Jews are not anti-Muslim. And if they say that Islam is spread with power of a sword, then during the reign of 48 years of Aurangzeb, India should have been Muslim by now. What are they talking? What are they spreading? If you people think that being Muslim is a crime, I would rather stay in that crime. That's all. And it is something very sad. And we love people. I have got very good Hindu friends. I was in Gujarat 3 weeks back. I was treated very well with the people. People are really good. It is the corrupt political system which they are putting viruses into the people's mind. And where they are having a low income and families, they get entangled into that. For a bottle of arak, for a bottle of other things, for maybe a third grade woman or maybe other thing. So where are we heading?
Yeah, I would like to bring both of you. I want to ask your read because recently, I think few days ago in United Kingdom, there is an organization called Cage, and they are the people supporting those people who are wrongly or I think intentionally arrested or marginalized in the society because of extremism, also called terrorism. And the founder of the Cage, he mentioned one of the main point regarding the Palestinian issue. He mentioned one thing. When the apartheid in South Africa happened, and this is now ended, we ended the apartheid, we gave the land to the African black people. When France is occupied Algeria, we end occupation, we return, and we give the independence to Algeria. The same language we need to talk regarding Israel. Israel is planted by the West and thus belongs to the Palestinian. It is time to talk to the nation, to the world. This is Palestinians' land. We should give to the Palestinian and to the Zionism and to the Zionist. So this way we can end to these atrocities in the Middle East, in the world. And this same will apply to Kashmir also. But unfortunately, and the brave people like these brothers coming out now and they're speaking. And also we witnessing many soldiers who saved for America, United Nations, and the United States and the United Nations, they came out very bravely, very clearly. They are demanding the world to wake up. We stay with the people who oppressed. They are Palestinian. These Palestinian people have the right to defend, and all costs they have the right to defend. And my opinion, and my question, I want to ask your opinion and this regards. and end to the occupation in Kashmir, end to the occupation in Palestine. What is your reading? Brother Latif Farooq?
You see, Kashmiris, that unfortunately for the Kashmiris, this their struggle was against the central government, New Delhi. And as I told you, after RSS front, BJP came to power, and their close ties with Israel, they both got together to suppress Kashmiris. So now what is happening in Kashmir is not only the brutal oppression by the RSS front BJP government, but also they are coordinating Israel and India. Now see, openly Modi supported the massacre of Gaza, Palestinians in Gaza. Openly supported here. So that is India is no more a democracy; it's a mobocracy. It's ruled by mobs, RSS mobs. You see, they can go to a mosque, they can ask the imam to sort of say Jai Shri Ram. If he doesn't say, sort of the brother. That's what happened. So many places. So they are one incident. So you see, they joined this combination of RSS coming to power and hardcore criminals, savages coming to power in Israel. They got together. So what can the Kashmiris do? They are farmers, honorable people, peaceful people. They don't want to invade anybody. They want to live a peaceful life. More than 3 to 4 centuries, they were suppressed as there. Now, for the part, and moreover, as I told you, now BJP and Israel go together. They are coordinating in suppressing Palestinians. In the meantime, Arab autocratic rulers are very weak. They don't want to talk about Islam. They want to please George, who is Biden, the Indian fellow who is the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, or they want to please Britain, US and Europe. They want to remain in power. So no Arab leader is now, those days they were talking now, see, OIC, you said. OIC spoke about Kashmir and Arab League spoke about, now they don't talk. Now the leaders are depending on America for the survival. Now see, shameful state of affairs. American former president Trump, he said Saudi government can't be in power for 2 weeks without American support. And America is the sole enemy of Islam and Muslim. So you depend on the bitterest enemy of Islam to survive. And that is the government in Makkah and Medina. Yes, shameful state of affairs. So no Middle East country is going to help Kashmiris. So Kashmiris are now like the Gaza people here. And moreover, Pakistan, democracy in jail now. But Pakistan, American installed government is there. So again, you see that, they will talk, may make a speech in the United Nations, make a speech, but they will not do what really the Kashmiris want. So Kashmiris now in the very same plight as the Palestinians in Gaza. See, that's a very sad thing. So yeah. I predict Kashmiris are going to face worse time. But unfortunately, people in India, they have woken up to the true face of BJP, true face of RSS. They have nothing but hatred, bitterness, create problem, kill Muslim. One Hindu sadhu is asking permission from Modi, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, to give him permission for a few days to wipe out the 300 million Muslims. Can you believe it? He won't do the same genocide, but Netanyahu is doing it in India, but Netanyahu is doing it there. So Muslims are passing through the worst period in the history of Islam and Muslim, worldwide, globally, everywhere. What about this Muslims? We talk about Gaza. What about the Muslims in Rohingya? Who is looking after them? Who takes note of it? Now we see the Gulf sheikhs, billions and billions they are spending on buying weapons to fight whom? Muslims, fight, kill the Muslims here. Gulf sheikhs. You see, I told another interested is one now Arabs, the Israelis are, the Gulf sheikhs are rolling red carpet for the Israelis. In Bahrain, they were all asked to come to receive the top Israeli Prime Minister or President when he went there. One lady said, I won't shake hands with him. I know that lady. I know very well here. She's from the royal family. She said, I won't shake hand because the hand is full of Palestinian blood. There are good people like that in the royal family. There's nothing. We don't have royal family and all. We have only one Islam and Muslim here. This, the royal family, His Highness, Her Highness, bullshit here. There's nothing to do with it. We are Muslims here. Omar Khattab, did we call him, the His Highness? Omar Khattab, anybody? Salahuddin Ayyubi, who went and taught we see the Christian priest asked Salahuddin Ayyubi, kick out all the Jews. He said no.
Yes. Inshallah, I will come to the conclusion.
You see, what I'm saying, that Kashmiris are going to face a very difficult time in the years to come. Only Allah will have to help you. And Indian Muslims also. But one good thing is, the Hindus who voted for the voted or not voted, I don't know. But they have realized now, these fellows are nothing good rulers. They are like the Zionist Jews, they are RSS, they are same. Two sides of the same coin. So they need to free themselves. But in the case of Israel also, you can see new things. People running away from Israel. They thought the safest place in the planet. But now they are running away. Like that, I tell you, days have come. It looks like Hindus will kick out this, the fascist forces in India. So let us hope so that, may after that, some sensible leader will come, talk to Kashmiris, and Kashmir do not want to sort of run away from India. They agree to live with them. They agree part of it. You see, defense, finance, and media. They said, okay, you keep under you. What we needed, we want to rule. We want us to rule ourselves. We don't want outside from Delhi governor, from Bengal governor. No, we want Kashmiris to rule Kashmir. That is the thing here. So let us hope changes will come in Israel, in India, and Kashmiris get some relief from the 2-3 centuries of this suffocation and suffering.
Yeah, Brother Shiraz Yunus and even the Latif Farooq uncle, he mentioned that there is a hope. Okay, I want to end with your remark. And what is the hope for Kashmiris?
Kashmiris only hope that people around them awake and they voice it. Even Kashmiri leaders should voice more. Even from the Azad Kashmir area, they should voice more. I said, you should wake up. I'm against violence. I'm telling, even the Indian side of people should bring in new leaders, because old leaders get feeble and they get corrupt. The more they get more corrupt. Nobody has a right to rule under the name of religion and race. That happened. Pulwama attack, I'm coming back. 30 seconds, I will say. 80 kilometers interior from India. And when military convoys travel, the whole area is sealed off. Nobody, even a bird cannot fly. How can an extremist come and attack them? Because at that time, Narendra Modi government was at a very downgrade level. So he wanted to create, and he campaigned, do you want ISIS or do you want Modi? Everybody chose. Same concept was brought to Sri Lanka with the Easter bombings. We didn't have anything to do with Easter bombing. We Muslims only told the authorities that there are extremists in these areas, go and catch them. We Muslims only defended our motherland, Sri Lanka, against the LTT atrocities. Because of we Muslims only, because we speak Tamil language, we were able to infiltrate the LTT card and they get the information out and then destroy the LTT. We Muslim played a major part. We are not traitors. We are patriots in our own soil. We will never betray our motherland. We will never betray our religion. We will never betray our humanity towards other communities. What did they do?
We saved the unity of this country. We saved the unity of this country. Yeah,
we saved the colors, all the colors of the Sri Lankan flag. We kept that respect. Our people have given blood, limbs, and everything in every community. But intelligence was done mostly by Muslim. And see, Bush, senior Bush, every Bush. I can't call them toilet bushers, but definitely they are Bush. They have gone into a bush and what they said, weapons of mass destruction. They created Osama bin Laden. They created Taliban. They created Saddam Hussein. They created other regimes and they themselves destroyed them. And they said, we couldn't find weapons of mass destruction. Very sorry. Did the life
one statement I want to tell you. When we speak about India, we must be very clear about that accusing RSS. RSS does not represent the entire Hindu community. I was born in the midst of Tamils, and I grew up with Tamils. And when I was living for 24 years in the Gulf, I lived very closely with the Indian Hindus here. They don't have this hatred. This hatred is some sick-minded fellows, RSS, BJP, VHP, Bajrang Dal, all this, they have
How
money
can they
there.
be, Brother
They will
Latif,
disappear. People,
Brother
Indian
Farooq, how
people,
can there be
Hindus
hatred?
are
How can there be
honor.
hatred when Raja Mansingh was the Sipasala, the commander in chief of Akbar Basha? Akbar Basha was a Muslim, Raja
Yeah.
Mansingh a Hindu, and same thing happened. Even Nawabs had their commander in chiefs Hindu people, and that's the
So
best part of coexistence. Now
what
the
I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that in India, Hindus are woken up. They are waking up. You see, they have seen the government-sponsored violence in Delhi, in Manipur, all over. They don't want violence. Basically, any Hindu or any normal human being want peace and that peace. These people, Zionist Jews and the RSS Hindus, they live on violence. Other people's blood, other people's life, other people's property. So people see now we see all over the world today. Jews and Christians are got together with the Muslims to demonstrate all over America, all over in England and other places. Like this, the India also, the Hindus, they've woken up now. They've seen through this, this fascist in RSS and the RSS, Hindutva fascist. So let us hope things change. People live together in peace for the common benefit of everybody. And let's Kashmir also, let us hope they will get relief after 3.5, 4 centuries of atrocities. Thank you.
Okay. And a very important part, Alhamdulillah, I know both of you for some time. And Brother Shiraz Yunus, maybe you don't know, but I follow you. And
Shiraz is very well known.
yes, Brother Latif Farooq, I know very well. And there are people, they don't have the voice. They are voiceless people, especially people who are living in the country as a minorities, Sri Lankan Muslim minorities, Sri Lankan Christian Hindus minorities. When they are, they're targeted by the extremist element of maybe the religion or extremist element of political conspiracy, and there are people stand up to give the voice to the voiceless people. I think both of you done the past a very good job, and also especially both of you are Sri Lankan, and but you are talking for the Kashmiris, and
and
even I
Palestinians and
witnessed
all our
that.
Muslims.
Yes, yes, both are Muslim, and also
And one appeal. The same Gulf policies, Gulf rulers' policies are in Sri Lanka. We have 19 Muslim parliamentarians, but nobody voices properly for our country's Muslim issues. Nobody voice. So we are also having a Gulf conglomerate in Sri Lanka named parliamentarians. Maybe one or two, three people are good, but they are oppressed or suppressed by the other people who have. I doubt whether they have sold their zamir, they have sold their iman, they have sold their respect to any other country's agenda. That's all I can say.
yeah,
We need to
uh,
elect good people.
yeah, Al Bayan Arabic Foundation and myself, I always intended to convey the importance message on that time, because when is tomorrow is we are commemorating the Black Day of Kashmir, and we should stand with the Kashmiri people. We should understand what is the injustice happened to those people who lived and who lost their lives, and also still they don't have the hope. But as Muslims, we always stand with the justice, stand with the truth, and always we are with the people who are not oppressors. We always with oppressed people, and this is our religion saying. So, and one of the beautiful hadiths I want to like to add to the conclusion, and always we do remember, if you can't stop the evil, and you need to stop the evil with your tongue. And I think nowadays we have the media and we have the voices, and we can generate our I think opinion. The public opinion should be created by the people like you. And Alhamdulillah, always you are writing, you are talking, and you are using the social media. May Allah give you the strength, and inshallah may Allah accept your deeds, and may Allah give you blessings in this world and the hereafter. Jazakumullah kullu khair. And both of you, Latif Farooq and Shiraz Yunus, with the short notice you came, and one of the beautiful subject we discussed, inshallah, and coming weekend, this video, inshallah, will be and telecast and also broadcast, and will be sent to many people in abroad and also in local Sri Lanka and India, especially in the West. We have very good communication with the other networks, and we will share this video to the people, inshallah. Once again, Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.